what we call a rush, a rush match preview, because I was supposed to come in here some hours back, but I really got an emergency and I really had to obviously attend to it. And here I come to obviously have my say about this game of Arsenal versus Atletico Madrid. It's a big one, guys. If you haven't gone ahead to obviously follow up onto how good this side is, then you need to obviously join us, because the more you join us, the more you'll obviously get to know the best of the best that you deserve in here. Atletico Madrid is a team that Arsenal is going to be hosting today at the Emirates Stadium, right? And Atletico Madrid is one of those teams that has gone ahead to obviously put in a very huge shift, even in the La Liga. And if you've been following the La Liga very, 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 very well, Atletico Madrid are fourth, and they've gone ahead to obviously play 9 games. They've won 4, they've drawn 4, they've lost 1. They've gone ahead to score 16 goals. They've conceded 10, and they have a goal difference of 6. You understand? And they're having 16 points. We all know to it that Arsenal has gone ahead to score, I think they're 15, 16 goals also, and they've gone ahead to concede 3. But when you look at Atletico Madrid, they've gone ahead to obviously concede 10. You understand? So that means they've gone ahead to obviously concede more goals than the club of Arsenal. And if you are asked who is obviously one of those managers good at obviously defending, you'll obviously give all the flowers to one man known as Diego Simeone. You understand? Sorry, Mikel Arteta, not Diego Simeone. So let's get into this game of football. Atletico Madrid are coming to this game of football after playing over the weekend. And guess what happened to them? They beat Osasuna by 1-0. And that goal was scored by Thiago Almada. And Diego Simeone is trying to build a new team altogether. And they're having Oblak, huge experience, Antonio Griezmann in there for you, and very many other players that have gone ahead obviously coming through and really putting a very huge shift in here altogether. And I want to let you know that it's never what you think. It's always about what happens in the into the full 90 minutes, as it's obviously going to be played at the Emirates. Now, Arsenal, who is out, Noni Madueke is out, Martin Odegaard is out, Kai Havertz is out, and Gabriel Jesus is also out of contention to play into this game of football, And Martin Zubimendi and Declan Rice will miss the match day 4 fixture against Slavia Prague if they are booked on Tuesday. So they are available today. That is Martin Zubimendi and Declan Rice. But if you see any of those really getting a yellow card, they'll miss out the game against Slavia Prague. And I think that it might be a technical move by Mikel Arteta, if at all the game is really going their way, to say to it that Declan Rice and Martin Zubimendi do get what we call yellow cards, such that they miss out onto the game of football that they are set to play against a side called against a side known as Slavia Prague, because for that they can use their second string side to do the needful in there. So that's all about a club known as Arsenal. When we go to Atletico Madrid, they've dealt a fresh concern in the success over Osasuna, as Nico Gonzalez was taken off just before halftime due to a head injury, but never say never, he might obviously show up. However, the 27-year-old has passed the necessary conclusion test and is surprisingly available for Tuesday's game, right? Simeone sent on his son, Simeone, to replace striker Gonzalez at the weekend, but match winner Almada, Javi Gallan, Matteo Ruggeri, and former Chelsea midfielder Conor Gallagher are alternative options for the left. Now, who is out? John Cardoso is having an ankle injury. You understand? He's going to be missing out. And Clement Lenglet is also available again following a La Liga suspension in there for you. That is how the side of Atletico Madrid is really perturbed. They don't have very many injuries. I think they're having two players that are really missing out. And for Arsenal, they're really having some good number of players really missing out. But these are players that have been missing out. And these are really fresh. They're not fresh injuries. Because for Jesus, we know it very well. For Kai Havertz, it has been known for now a month. Then for Noni Madueke, a month that is out. Then this other guy called what's his name? This other guy called because they're having Noni Madueke, Kai Havertz, Gabriel Jesus, and Martin Odegaard. Martin Odegaard, I think, went ahead to obviously get injured towards the international break that has just gone ahead to end in there for you. Arsenal comes into this game of football when they are topping the Premier League, and it's all about the champions of the Premier League the table leaders of the Champions League, so the Premier League facing the leaders of the fourth place team in the La Liga, that is Atletico Madrid. And we all know how good that is obviously going to be a battle. Atletico Madrid is known for its defensive game, and also Arsenal is one of the best defensive teams that we've obviously going to hate to see in Europe, because if you're to really look back on how many goals Arsenal went ahead to concede in the Champions League last season, Arsenal went ahead to concede in the group stages. They conceded once. Then, I think they conceded one against Madrid, and the very many goals they conceded were against a side known as PSG. I think they conceded like 3 or 4 against PSG. But before they really faced PSG with what we call a thin squad, I tell you what, everything will go on as planned in there for you. So smash the like button, comment, and share. If you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Now, all I know is that you are asking of what the team is really going to be like. Not so? Most of you are like, now Rokani, take us through. How is this team obviously going to be like? The probable starting 11 for the club of Arsenal. And this is where I come in through to present to you the probable starting 11 for the club of Arsenal in there. For the system is 4-3-3 for the club of Arsenal. The system is 4-3-3. You understand? It's 4-3-3, right? And it being 4-3-3, Arsenal is going to be having David Raya in goal, and it's really going to be very important because Atletico Madrid will obviously have to attack the side of Arsenal, no doubt. They'll obviously have to attack the side of Arsenal. Then right back, Julian Timber will obviously make way in there for you to start. Left back, Ricardo Carafiori will obviously come in and really put in a very huge shift. Then in the central defense, we go to the right-sided centre back, William Saliba. I've seen others say Mosquera can come in through, but I think it's going to be William Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes. You understand? That's what I really believe that the team of Arsenal is obviously going to be looking like. So that back five has a responsibility of really maintaining the clean sheet that Arsenal has kept throughout what we call the 2 games they've gone ahead to play. Remember, Arsenal has played 2 games, one against Atletico Bilbao, 2-0, and the other against a side called Atletico Bilbao, and the other against a side called Olympiacos. And Arsenal hasn't conceded any goals. So they are facing Real Madrid, a team that doesn't score a lot, but a team that comes in through to obviously create chances. And they really have a player in Julian Alvarez who is really very, very clinical and can obviously haunt you in any moment when you really sleep for even a second. Martin Zubimhendi, obviously, to play as a CDM. And we all know to it that when he really gets an injury, so when he gets a yellow card, he'll miss out on the game of Slavia Praha in there for you. Then, alongside who? Declan Rice, another partner in crime. If at all he really gets a yellow card, he'll miss out onto the next game of the group stages before we head into the international break. Alongside who in the midfield, Ebelechi Eze never looked well as a number 10 when they're playing against Fulham, but I think the manager will obviously give him another chance because he needs to compact that midfield with energetic and workaholic players as Atletico Madrid. As Atletico Madrid's game rotates so much onto the midfield, and the better the midfield they have, the better the chances they do have to see to it that they really do the needful and really win more and more and more and more and more and more games. So Arsenal will obviously see a lot in that midfield and they'll obviously compact it. And I'm not shocked to see a Mikel Merino coming in through to start into this particular game of football altogether. You understand? From there, we obviously go to the right forward. It's going to be Bukayo Saka, no doubt about it. And from Bukayo Saka, we head to the left side. I'll start Martinelli. I think Martinelli will obviously be started into this particular game of football by the manager. Leading the line, it's Victor Gyökeres, right? It's Victor Gyökeres leading the line. And I tell you what, it's really very important to note that nothing will not be seen in this game. If at all you enjoy a game that is going to be having everything, this is the particular kind of game that you're supposed to watch. If you are a football fan and a football lover, this is the game you shouldn't obviously miss out on because it's going to give you everything that you really want. Now, when we go to Atletico Madrid, that is Diego Simeone, he plays a system of 4-4-2. You know, 4 defenders, 4 midfielders, and 2 forwards. And let's obviously see how he will obviously line up. Oblak in goal. Very good goalkeeper. Lorente, Limad, Lenglet, and Ruggeri. All those 4 will be in the back. For Simeone, Barrios, Garaga, and Almanda will play into that back 4. Sorry, the mid 4. Alvarez and Antonio Griezmann will obviously come in through and really lead the line. Now, in this modern game of football, it was really not seen. It was not seen that a 4-4-2 will ever really get back. But I tell you what, a 4-4-2 has been really brought back, and very many teams are really playing it. Even in the Premier League, I think Aston Villa has gone ahead, obviously, try it out. So maybe we might see a game getting back to where it was some years back. Remember, Ryan Giggs has come out and said he really misses those traditional wingers. And this is the system that Diego Simeone is bringing in through at the Emirates. That's what we are really getting in through here onto this channel. So that is the proper starting 11 for the side of Atletico Madrid and Arsenal. And we head into the prediction. 2-0 win for the club of Arsenal. They're at the Emirates. If they were away in Spain, I would have gone to let you know that it's going to be a hard game. But if Atletico Madrid is coming out at the Emirates, all I know is that they are going to give away possession. That's what I know about Atletico Madrid. They'll give away possession, and after giving away possession, they'll obviously try to hit Arsenal on the break and using the clinicalness of a player known as the clinicalness of a player known as who? Clinicalness of a player known as Julian Alvarez. And by the way, even Atletico Madrid is good at set pieces. Now, Arsenal fans, you're obviously going to be facing one of the clubs that is good at set pieces like you in there for you. Speaking in the press conference, Arteta was asked about the game of Atletico Madrid on the upcoming game against Diego Simeone's head. At the highest level, I think what he has done since he got to Atletico Madrid has been outstanding. Not only what he has achieved, but the way he's done it. I think the identity that he has created for the club, for the team, the spirit, I think they are very simple and clear to identify. And that's because the manager is very much them. That's extremely difficult to achieve for a short period of time and to do it for 14 years. I think he's been there now. He's done something incredible, so it will be a pleasure to meet him. So Arteta is like highly waiting to obviously meet in this experienced manager. Arteta on using Simeone as inspiration for the longevity as Atletico boss, he said, there is someone that I look up to and I learn from in many situations. What is for me outstanding is his passion. I think for how long he's been in the game and in the same club with the same players, and how you still have you still have that handle and that capacity to transmit such an energy and willingness to win. It's a very tough environment that we live in, and to keep convincing players, you have to be extraordinary as well. I don't know him personally, but everything I've heard about him is that he's so good at doing that. That's one of the reasons why you are able to sustain at that level. On if we would want to see Simeone in the Premier League, it's going to get tougher. That's what Arteta said. We have enough good managers here, so I don't know. That will be completely up to him. If one day he wants to experience that, what I can say is that from what I've seen and after analyzing the game, how well they are coached. So he's like, Atletico Madrid is really coached very well. On whether he has been inspired by Diego Simeone's culture at Atletico Madrid, he said no. I think I got that done more through many experiences and my beliefs, and especially my understanding of Arsenal and this football club and my experience here. I think to put a different context to this one is extremely difficult, and at the end, I think you have to be authentic to your beliefs, your way of dealing with people, especially which is the most important thing when you talk about culture. Slowly, you have an idea, and after that, sometimes you change the trajectory a little bit to understand what is best for the club. So, Arteta has been really speaking some sense, and that's what he really did. Now, let's go to DJ Pro. Hello, Mr. RD. I see Arsenal winning it by 3-1. Update me about one heavy lack of game time. Live from Soroti. Obviously, lack of game time is all about him not convincing the manager. That is it. And really having players that really play better than him. And it's now that I really understand why Arsenal maybe took long to bring in Ebelechi Eze. They first wanted to tie Ethan Nwaneri onto a long contract. And after they tied him on a long contract, that's when they really went in through for this guy. But I think his time will come to play in that position. I know his time will come into play. Inzico Cosmas, thank you. You are the best of the best. Arsenal 2-0. All right, thank you. Moki Brenda, good evening, Rokani. Not easy game, but hopefully my lovely Arsenal will win. All right. Alfreda Simpasa, hello, Rokani. I have missed you. Arsenal will win the match. Alfred Simpasa from Kasumbalesa border, Zambia. You understand? So Zambia is watching in. Zaifa, the captain. The captain is going to be Bukayo Saka. Bona, Arsenal win. All right. Pikisa Habat. Good evening, Aradi. I'm seeing a 1-1 draw. That is it. You get? You're seeing a 1-1 draw. Every result in the game of football is really very, 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 very possible, right? So let's wait and see how things pan out in the next 4 hours. The game of football is going to be coming in through, and we'll be here waiting to see what you guys will be having in here for us onto what we call the Rokani Media Football. But thank you for obviously watching in through. Rokani David is my name, and see you when you see me. I'm gonna be really doing one upload, and then later we'll come in through with what we call the match day live in there. So who are the additions? Who are the subtractions from this particular from this fixture probable starting 11 that I've gone ahead to name. And after that, you let me know what your prediction has always gone ahead to be. Not so? That is it for now. I'm signing out. See you later when the match day obviously goes ahead, obviously do the needful. Technical problem called some of us off. Oh, sorry about it. But all in all, we've just gone ahead to come live. It's not a technical problem. I scheduled the live, but I never really came in time. And we've just gone ahead to start like 20 minutes back in there for you. So guys, thank you very much for watching through. Rokani David is my